Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. Happy 2025. And I gotta say, guys, I don't know what happened. Woke up in the morning and I was just fired up to get going on 2025 with the sales and with YouTube. Even YouTube. It's something that I think I've kind of been lazy about the last couple of years. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm looking at my goals and it's like, how do you ever expect to meet your goals with the amount of effort that you put in? Now, some of you might say, look, you seem to be putting in a lot of effort. You do 2 lives a week and maybe some videos here and there, but it's not happening. I mean, it's going very slowly. I think I'll be about 90 years old by the time I hit 100,000 subs. So I've decided that what and that's important to me. Just when you set a goal for myself to hit that. I want that recognition. The recognition that say Amtrak gave me. You guys can't really see it. Maybe I'll share it with you here in this program if you haven't seen it before. But it's one of those things that means so much to me. Amtrak is a part of my past. It was a 26-year career that I'll never forget. I'll always cherish it, and I'll always cherish the accomplishments that I've made. And there's no one that's going to be able to take that away from me. And that's something that I really want to do with eBay and YouTube. Now, no one's going to give me a reward or an award on YouTube on eBay. It's just going to be something that allows me to not have to work for a 9 to 5 ever again in my life. And as long as I keep focused on the goals, setting goals. This is the best time of year to set a goal. Beginning of the year, start fresh. And I'm really fired up. I've started making a video for tomorrow. And the goal for me on YouTube is, of course, the bigger goal is the 100,000 subs. If you guys aren't subscribed, help me out, sub. But the short goal is I want to try to see if I can put out some kind of content every day for 2025. Now, that's going to be tough. I might be sick one day. I might be, incapacitated in some way, shape, or form. But that's the goal. Now, am I going to fall short of that? Maybe, but it's not because, I don't mean well. I'm going to try to give you guys as much content as I can every single day. And that's why I was going to just start by making the video today and put it out tomorrow, but then I've already failed my 2025 goal. So here, between lives and actual pre-recorded content, want to put out some videos to you guys. And I just love the sense of community that we have here. We have the Discord set up, something I didn't think we'd ever really do, but there's a number of folks like Keith who really thought it was a good idea. Someone like Keith was willing to help me run it, and I think that without someone like him, we wouldn't even have the Discord. I'll just be honest with you. So building the channel, building the community any way I can, but I know that a lot of it starts with me and the amount of content that I put out. It ain't about how much money I can make on YouTube. I can care less about that, to be honest with you. It's just about at the end of the day, did I help anyone? And did we and there's a lot of people laugh at that sentiment, by the way, like your Heckin' Steves and stuff like that, or other people who like to diss resellers. But I don't know where everyone else's heart is. I know where mine is. I know that it means so very much to me to get in front of you guys and to selfishly take your advice and apply it to my business and to share what I'm doing with you guys. And as weird as that may sound, yes, we're monetized. Yes, we have sponsors. And I kind of figure that it might as well try to make a little bit of money while we're doing it, regardless of the fact that there's people that may not like to monetize. But I'll never ask you for a dime of your money. I think that, if you want to buy a printer, there's a thermal printer that I like to use. It's Jadens. You can check the link down below. If you want a cross list, I'm going to point you to the one that I have some influence over, which is TreeCat. And the link is down below. If you want your bubble wrap and grid prices on, mailers and stuff like that, we have all the links down below. So this is not about me making money. It's about really getting fired up for 2025 and trying to either kind of, it's like a make it or break it. I mean, to be honest, I'll be honest with you up front. I love the sense of community. But if I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, if I feel like, I look at the end of 2025 and it's like, uh, we've lost people, more people, and my channel shrinks, I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore. Because you got to give it up if you just aren't hitting your goals. And I think that's why we lost a lot of resellers, because they've given all they can and they just haven't been able to make it work. And hopefully, with channels like this one and others, there's other good ones out there. We can help as many people as we can. And look, I get it. The sentiment of helping people. You're ruining your business by giving out information. Where would your business be if you didn't help others? But to be honest with you, I can't imagine doing 2019 again, where I was on eBay Island. Yeah, we made money, but at the same time, it was boring. It was boring, and there was nobody to share my successes with. Whereas right now, that's you guys. You guys are here. A lot of you guys are here every time. Like John Gaynor, who's the first one that jumped on here. It's amazing. You can see there's the first comment. You need books was second, and I don't even have to look at the comments. I know that you guys are going to be here each and every time, but here you are. So, want to know what you guys have planned for 2025. What's your goal? Are you going to do the same thing? And there's nothing wrong with that. If the thing that you did in 2024 worked for you and you're satisfied with that, stay the course. Don't start adding extra things and breaking something that's not broken. For me, there's many things that are broken. My level of focus has been broken for a while. My channel, as great as you guys are, I feel like my channel is broken, and it's all points back to this guy right here. I can't blame it on YouTube. I can't blame it on eBay. I can only blame the kind of success that I want. Now, look, I ain't trying to be a superstar at anything I do. I'm just trying to make this so where, maybe I can go on vacation, with eBay. I can pay my bills and go on vacation at the end of the day. I don't have to be such a cheapskate when it comes to putting my dogs up in a kennel or something for a few days if I want to take Jenna somewhere. Being realistic about it. I have money in the bank, but at the same time, I don't want to spend it because I just have so much uncertainty with, tomorrow is not promised to me. My health is not promised to me. My business success is not promised to me. I got to share with you that my sales are really, really bad right now. And this is the main account. Now, granted, I'm not getting the same level of, I'll show it to you in a second. I'm just trying to get it queued up. But the sales aren't where I want them to be. And now this is the time of year I sort of dread because historically I have not done very well with the sales at all on this main account. I don't know why. I have over, now this might not seem like a lot of listings to anyone, but you guys know my story. I have over 200 listings currently in queue, but here I am. I'm going to make this larger so you guys can see it if I can get it here. Hold on real quick. But here I am with this account, and there you go. Look at how bad the last few days were. I mean, the end of the year, the 28th, 29th were just, they didn't happen. I had one courtesy sale on the 30th. I guess someone out there felt bad for me. And then Tuesday, we had a $208 day, and today $176.96. Doing everything I know to do. My sales last 31 days are up 1.8%, but it's nowhere where I want to be. Now, thankfully, I have supplemented this account with my secondary account, so I'm doing about $100 to $200 a day on average on that one. So of course that supplements all this, and the goal on both accounts is I want to make this account. So currently I have right at 200 listings, 200 active listings. I have 340 listings on the other account. I'm really and I don't like to count the number of listings that I do, but I did about 25 today, which is a lot for me. Considering that I have to break a lot of things down. I have to do research on what things are. So for me, it's just going to be a change. It's going to be a change, and I think it's going to be a change for the better. More focus, less distraction. Trying to maybe watch a YouTube video here and there in the middle of my day. It ain't going to happen. It ain't happening. It's focusing on the task at hand. This is a job. This is a business. And where else would I be able to goof off and without getting canned by now? Now, look, I've met my bills goals, right? But I'm not happy with that. And for many of you, that's all you need. But for me, I want to build this thing. I want to build a little nest egg to where, I want to do. I'm in a great city, Las Vegas. If I want to go to a last minute concert, I'm not going to just think, well, how do I make $500 to go somewhere, to do something? Uh, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just wanting more than I deserve. I don't know, but I definitely woke up this morning feeling a different kind of way, and I think that is good. Now, want to see who we have here, and in fact, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here because my time is really short. I need to do some sourcing here this evening, and I have a time schedule set up to do that. So I can't spend a whole lot of time to do it, but I do want to say hi to you guys. We have John Gaynor with us. Says Happy New Year. Thanks for being here, John. Thanks for being here. I mean, it's amazing. I didn't tell anyone that I was doing a live. Jenna's doing her thing. I didn't tell her anything. I just decided to set this thing up. Takes me about 5 minutes, and decided to jump right on. You need gifts, goods, and books. Says Happy New Year to you too. I'm glad I just saw this notification. It's the year of the see more sales monkeys. Time to depopulate the crickets. Yes, I agree with that. The crickets being the lack of sales, and of course, in your analogy, the see more sale monkeys. Get more sales. Now, how are you going to get more sales? I promise you this. I have probably, just in my garage alone, forget my storage unit for a second, with all the sellable items that I have, parts and complete units and all the above, probably in the garage 200 to 300 items or listings that should be right now on my account. Now, why do you say should be? Because if I had this kind of fire under my ass last year, I would probably have a 300 to 400 item store in the main and a $1,000 item store in the second store. And that, why is it so important to build up the second store? Because I've been talking about trying to keep a lean store. I want to still keep a lean store in the main, but I want to get as many items as I can up in the secondary. I just want to. It's more of an experiment, to be honest with you, and I kind of want to see where a large store with decent items. I mean, I'm not talking about listing, some random thing that isn't going to sell, like a ketchup packet or something like that. I'm talking about finding things that people have sold before, and as long as there's previous sell history on that item, I want to sell it. I'm always seeing around my house. I'm seeing things that I can sell. I see things right now in this room that I could sell that I haven't thought of selling before, but I can sell it. If I'm not using it, if I don't plan on using it, sell it. If I'm sitting on it, I've got 3 or 4 tubs of liquidation merchandise from those Amazon pallets that I've tried to put out in yard sales that didn't sell. Guess what? If it's sellable, I'm going to sell it. So it's just really, I'm just one guy with only so much time in a day, and my goal is to get as much stuff done and maximize my time. And I talked about it last year. I talked about it the year before. How do you get your time to where it's manageable and without counting every minute I spend in the bathroom or spend in the kitchen making lunch or taking a break? I don't want to have a time card type mentality. I'm not there, but I do want to maximize the amount of time that I'm spending on the business and stop getting sidetracked with a bunch of BS. And I can also blame a little bit of that on football. Football season always kind of kills me. So we'll see, guys. But we're fired up and we're focused. Henri Squaw says, Happy New Year. Thank you for being here, Henri Squaw. Integrity Sales. Hope this year is one of the best for all of us. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Kevin Hawthorne, good evening. Nice to see you, Kevin. Flipping from the trailer. How you doing, John? I feel fine. I feel great. I feel Jen and I last night at midnight, we gave each other a high five because we have medical insurance. And it's such a different feeling knowing that I can go get things checked out. Um, Getting like I have like a mark on my right here under the eye that keeps coming up. I know it's some kind of cancerous thing. If I'm being real about it, I mean I'm not a dermatologist at all, but I'd be fooling myself if I didn't think it was something like that because it keeps appearing and it's like it. I do a lot of reading on stuff, so I need to get that dealt with. I need to get my knee dealt with. I need to get all the checkups that we need to get dealt with when we're at a certain age, right? 50 or 51 at this point. And the idea that this is going to be the year of taking care of ourselves. And maybe it's a new lifestyle change as far as how we eat. Talking about maybe trying the carnivore diet, something like that, where I can make great things on the smoker or, however I do it and don't feel like I'm just sacrificing, not eating as well as I'd like to. So a lot of things here on the horizon for 2025. David Pentland from Scotland says, "Hey John, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to you, 2025." Flipping from the trailer says, "Happy New Year's to you and Jenna." Same to you. Appreciate that, Joe. I'd flip that. Hi everyone, nice to see you, Joe. Marco Carpio says, "Happy New Year, John and Jenna, and the rest of the FA fam. Much love, and lots of sales." Yes, that's the goal, I think, for everyone. I think 2025 is going to kind of be a continuation of 2024, and I think maybe Q4 next year is going to be better than this. And that's not saying a whole lot, but it's got to get better at some point. And I think by mid to end of 2025, we're going to start seeing a little bit different sales activity I think for the better, provided that all this other stuff that we can't control, like wars and stuff like that. I mean, who knows what that's going to look like? But provided that we're not, dealing with some kind of catastrophe or a lot of BS going on, that could be avoided. I'll just end it there. I think that things are going to turn around. Basket Noodle says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Semperfi 1918 in the house. Overall sales, I met my year's goal. Plan to double the bring home amount and work up the average per sale up. And so the question is, so you have a goal. So in your case, you're going to double your sales and you're going to bring your average sale up, your average ASP. What's the plan to make that happen? And I think a lot of times people, and I'm not saying you, Semperfi, but a lot of people say, I want more money and I want more ASP or whatever it is, but don't have anything really drawn up in their mind or their head as to here's how I'm going to do it, because goals are about doing, not wanting. So what are you going to do to make that happen? Especially if you have a job. Let's say you have a full-time job. You've got that obstacle in the way. You have a family that's demanding. They want your time. You have, and I don't want to sound, because I've called my family and friends distractions, but and I'm not going to call anyone's family a distraction, but that is an obstacle that's in your way, in your goals way. So what are you going to do differently this year that you haven't done before? Brett says, Happy New Year. Already got 7 sales. Off to a great start. Well, awesome. I think I got 2 sales in the main and 3 or 4 on the secondary. It is what it is. We're going to just keep plugging away. I did not go near Trump Tower today. I heard it was a blast over there. I'll just say that. Jose Concepcion. Hi, Joe. What are some of the best practices for selling wholesale lots? Clothing. Wholesale lots are kind of crazy. I've never dealt with wholesale lots. In fact, I had a bunch of clothing from pallets that we bought from Macy's liquidation a number of years back. And I ended up buying these mystery box pallets from here locally. I'd get like a lot of 20 mystery boxes. Had no idea. These are Amazon returns. And I accumulated like all the clothing that I found in there that didn't have a lot of immediate value, and all the Macy's clothing, I kind of mingled them together, made about 10 to 15 boxes full of it, and I believe I sold it for a couple $100 to somebody on Marketplace before we moved here. And I mean, they got a lot of stuff new with tags and stuff like that. A lot of like Free People and a lot of brands like that that were pretty good. But I'm not a clothing seller. To me, I don't want to spend my time fighting the masses of other resellers in oversaturated categories like clothing. Harlan Braley, Happy New Year from Maine. Well, nice to see you, Harlan, and hopefully it's not too cold out there. Maine sounds awesome this time of year. Busy Girl's with us. Thanks for being here, Busy Girl. Says Happy New Year, John, Jen, and chat. Swamp Picker says, hey, John. Land Shark Picker is with us. Kimberly Sweet says, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Flip it good. Happy New Year. And yeah, hit the thumbs up. We do this thing where if you hit the thumbs up, you're going to get a sale within the next 24 hours. I don't know how or why it works. It just does. Swamp Picker has a question. Saw a live Posh show a few days ago. Jenna has a twin. The voice was the same and she lived in Vegas. Interesting. Well, I didn't know that. We'll have to check it out. Did you get the name of the posture by chance? Basket Noodle 2025 Trundle on. Also, he says, I have no focus, and that doesn't need to be fixed. And if that's not something that you want, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, you know, if you do the things that your family and that you need to do to survive, then that's really all that matters. It's none of my business or anyone else's business. Everyone's going to have their own ambition and what, you know, maybe just this is just a means to an end, and you're doing it because you have to, and you really could care less about reselling, and I wouldn't be mad at you for feeling that way. You know, a lot of 9-to-5 jobs are that way, and there's a lot of good people who feel that way about their 9-to-5 job that do a good job doing it. To me, it's just the idea that this is mine. I can make this anything I want. I can sell, you know, I don't have to be in a rut of bad sales. Selling, you know, batteries or whatever it is. I don't have to feel like, you know what, I can't make this work, because there's millions of other items that I can turn to and try again. That's why it just kind of eats at me when someone says, you know what, thinking about walking away, can't make reselling work. Well, you can, really. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Even if you're in a remote location, you can find opportunities online. There's so many resellers right now that will go on, find mistakes, find mispriced things that are being sold right now on eBay and other platforms, buy them, have them shipped, and then mark it up 3x and flip it on eBay. There's ways to do it, guys. And so it all boils down to, I think, what Beard has said many times. How bad do you want it? Lucky Finds is Happy 2025. Is there a bulk edit for handling time? It's within your shipping policy. Now, this is if you have policies. So some sellers don't have shipping policies set up, or shipping policy is an option. But every account I've seen and dealt with, all my accounts have a shipping policy. So the way you do it is you go into your shipping policy, and I will show you, because I won't just be about telling you. I want to show you. So let's see if I can go there. So we'll go to the cutaway screen here. So you find your name on the upper left. Let's see if I can make this bigger here. Find your name on the upper left of your PC, and then go to your account settings. It'll kick another window. You want to go to, where did it go? Business policies right here. Click on business policies. And now you show payment, returns, shipping, and then you can kind of sort it by the type of policy by clicking on the type. And so if I wanted to change, let's say I'm going on vacation. I know that, and I don't want to do a time away, for instance. I want to set like 3 days and, you know, be done with it. I know I have a number of policies, and some of these, again, are kind of irritating me. They love creating copies. So again, I'll have to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. click on you can click on the dots and click on edit, or you can click on the policy itself. So I click on edit, and it says that the policy is being used by 9 listings. Standard shipping, small to medium items, not freight or anything. So that's going to stay the same. But you go down to, which policy is this, by the way? Okay, this is a dual calculated, so I have both FedEx and USPS in here. But my handling time is currently same business day. You see that right there. And that applies to both services. So if I go in and say 3 business days, I'm not going to do it, then I'll hit save. That will convert all the listings that I have not sent an offer on, or I've received an offer on, because you can't change the terms of a listing once you've made the sale or given an offer, that type of thing, or received an offer. You can't go in and change the terms. So that's probably why it keeps making copies, but nonetheless, I just have to persevere and do that for every single one of those. And then what I like to do before I come back, I'll go in. So after the first day has passed, I'll change it to 2 days. Then I'll change it to 1 day. Then I'll change it the same day when I get back. And that's how I do it. Got a new offer. Let's see. I can't pass up on an offer. They want me to give them $4 off instead of $53.99. We're gonna do $49. Sold. I don't even care. Take the money. So there we go. Homeless Flipper says, "Hey John, happy New Year. 2025 is going to be amazing. Goal is 200K in sales this year. Already manifested. That's awesome. Get it done. Start now, because every day that passes is one less day that you're going to be able to have to get to your goals." David says, "My goal is to get bigger living space. My stock is overwhelming me in the house," and it can be overwhelming. I'm putting the video together that I'm putting out tomorrow, talking about that very thing. I've talked about it before, but I'm going to, whatever it is that's putting me off about listing those things and allowing those things to sit, is gone now. And I'm out there getting through it, doing it, and I don't care if it's going to take me till, I know I've told you guys that I want to be done by 7 o'clock at night, and that's fine. It's what I want to do, but I know there's some things that I have to do to be able to get to that point. And to me, it is getting that organized out there, to where when I do have it organized, I am so motivated. It's like nothing's in my way. I'm not bumping into anything, and I just feel good about what I'm doing. I feel a lot better about it. When I have a mess out there, I start stepping on things. I get frustrated. I don't even want to be out there half the time because of it. So that's, everyone's got to figure out what that looks like for them. But being overwhelmed is certainly normal. You Want You Need says, "Glad to be here, John. The work you and your wife put into helping and supporting us, it's helped me, and I think others feel the same. And if they don't go, well, they can go play with their crickets." they don't feel that way. I appreciate that. I don't wish crickets on anyone. It's a bad feeling when you've left a 9 to 5, or maybe you can't find the right 9 to 5, and you're resorting to crickets, or you're resorting to reselling, and you end up with crickets. It's a very, very lost feeling. So I don't wish that on anyone. Henri Squaw says, "I took today off." And I'm glad you mentioned that, because as you can see, I'm not taking today off. But I want that regimented schedule. That's going to help me tremendously. So go to the storage unit every morning at 7. Go pick up stuff to take to the storage unit. Come back, make sure everything's ready for Jenna to ship. Get listing, and of course, bring the stuff from the storage unit to list that day. And then once that's done, I'm good. I'm right, but I'm not there. I'm really not there, and I'm gonna need every bit of this week. So I'm thinking about starting that Monday. Let's get the problems. Let's remove the obstacles that are preventing me from acting on my plan. Get those out of the way, and that's the goal here. So if that means that I'm busting my butt between now and midnight Sunday night, so that I can start fresh and be done every day by 7 o'clock, because I'd like to start working on, we talk about the accounting stuff. I'm going to tell you about that here in a second. do things like that for the account, but also work on videos and stuff for the next day, sort of maybe a recap of my day or things that I've encountered during that day. So, got to get through. And look, historically, I ain't losing out a lot anyway. Even if I, maybe don't make a whole lot of listings on one account. Maybe my main account kind of falls off for about a week. Historically, I haven't sold a lot on the main account anyway in the first 2 weeks of January. I don't know why or what it is. So I'm just going to accept that, and I'm going to do what I know needs to be done. And I think removing obstacles is a huge thing that most people need to maybe look at. What are your obstacles that's keeping you from going to the next level? And I am not yet maxed out. I'm one person, but I'm not yet to the point where my ability to list more and to get more up is maxed out. Read 500 says 25 is great considering that you have high ASP items. Well, I feel that way too, but what's happening is I'm taking one high ASP item, plugging it in. It doesn't work. Well, now what? Well, let's evaluate. Let's take a look and see. What does this thing sell for parts or repair? Not a whole lot. And that would be the faster way. Let's take a few photos, 5 or 6 photos, list it for parts or repair, list anything we know about it, and move on to the next item. But if there's opportunities, accessories that's on that thing that I can actually then sell to someone else, and sometimes that creates 10 items, 15 items. That is something I have to get in there, get the tools out, take things apart, make sure I'm not cutting the wrong wires, taking the wrong part, knowing what part I need, looking at other comps, making sure other people are selling this, because it really doesn't do any good to try to sell parts that nobody is selling. I mean, that is an option. But I don't know if it's a very good one. If people, I think most people have tried to sell most things on eBay. If you're looking at Terapeak and you don't see that someone sold that part or item in the last 3 years, it may not be something that people want. So I'm considering all that, but yes, to me, it's not about the amount of items. This week, it's about getting all that processed, regardless of how many items that actually is. And then moving forward, it's about how much daily are you able to put into your store. And I'd like to get $1,000 a day in my store eventually. Kate Picker says, Happy New Year's, FAE fam. Happy New Year's to you. Basket Noodle, I got to go feed the cat. Take care, all bless. God bless. Well, God bless you, and Happy New Year once again. Jules Y75, Happy New Year. Started mine with a negative, but it's okay. Don't affect my sales at all. Just got to learn how not to respond just so hard to let them get under my skin. And sometimes it feels like a personal shot. Like, how dare they say that about me? That's not true. I didn't have any ill will when I shipped this out, or when I packaged it up, or when I listed it. I don't know. Buyers have certain expectations, and sometimes we can do everything right, and you'll still get that negative. So the best you can do, 2 steps: put your professional reply. Thank you for buying from us. I'm sorry it didn't work out. We are available within 30 days. We can offer a return, and then go in and just try to have it removed with the tool. It takes you 5 minutes, and maybe 75% of the time they're going to say no, are not going to remove it. But it's worth the effort, because that 1 time out of 4, one time out of 5, whatever it actually ends up being, is worth the effort, I think. Flipping from the trailer, this has quickly become my favorite channel. Thanks, John and Jenna. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It is nice for you to say that. I can say that in self-reflection, this channel is not where I want it to be just yet. But by you saying that, it does keep me motivated. So thank you so much for that. John Worldwide Weber says, systems. Yes, develop processes and systems. And it's as easy as developing it right here. You don't have to, there's no boss that you have to submit. Like when I had to develop an SOP, that's a standard operating procedures. I actually had to write out a proposal and all the steps that are involved in that. And I actually, when I took over my group department, I actually had to do that for the various jobs. So we had, and we had 25 women working for us that were in that department. There was, except later on, one guy came and worked in the department. So they knew what they had to do. And here comes this guy, that I've never worked that department in my life. I'm coming in and I'm developing processes for them, and they were they made me accountable. Let me put it that way. Working with people and just trying to get their tasks in order. Now, there's so much work that you have to do when you run your own department. But if it's just you, maybe it's your wife or your husband or your neighbor or whoever's helping you, if you have someone helping you, that's where communication comes in. And an SOP normally would be laid out in a form. That way you can pass it on to someone and say, learn this, and that's communicating the job to them. But when it's just you, your SOP can be right up here. And you know the things that work, you know the things that don't, and it's throwing out the bad and developing good habits to apply every single day and being consistent with it. Now, at the end of the day, if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I wouldn't mind, helping you, or I wouldn't mind doing this myself. What are some things that you can, give me that I can do?" You have it right here, and it's very easy to show and explain, and that's the way I look at it. Ping G says, "Hi John, what a surprise! Nice to see you, Ping G. We always have the pop-up lives. I'm telling you guys, it's why you got to hit the notification bell, because if you like these lives and you don't want to watch them on replay, then hit the notification bell, and that's assuming you're already subscribed." Southern Flip says, "Happy New Year. I'm part of the replay crew and don't often comment. Watch all your content, and I hope making videos continues to bring you joy as it brings a needed outlet on this reseller island." And that, I love those comments, Southern Flips. Thank you for watching all the videos and being a part of it and being here tonight at the last second, dropping whatever you're doing. Don't know if that's listing or whatnot, but the fact is, you guys are here, and it's not like I could be talking to crickets. I mean, we talk about crickets all the time on this channel. I could be talking to crickets right now, but because you guys are awesome, I don't have to do that. And I'm just trying to see, how many people do we have right now? I don't know. This thing isn't telling me. We have 89 watching, so that's not bad on New Year's Day. How was your New Year's Day? Anybody that's just saying, "Look, it's New Year's Day, stayed up late last night, I'm just taking it easy today," and there's nothing wrong with that. Want to give a shout out to Gutted08. I think that's the name of his username. I don't know if you're watching after the fact or if at all, but he was kind enough to listen to the Profit Playbook podcast, where Beard and I was talking about getting a Apple M2 Mini, the Mac Mini, and he was going to go to his Costco, and I told him, "Look, if you can find one at $299, pick up one for me, and I'll send you the money right away," because Jenna really has been struggling with her computer situation. He couldn't find it. It was sold out. They showed that they had it available in stock, but the manager's like, "We have no control over that. We don't have it." And this is a computer that I believe a year ago was on sale for like $400 or $500. So it's down to $299 now, and it's a pretty solid little computer. So Gutted reached out to me. I believe his name is James. Reached out to me and said, "Hey, does either you or Beard want this thing? I bought an extra one because I knew you guys were looking for one." And I first said, "Hey, Beard, do you want it? Let you have first dibs since you're the one that went looking for it." He's like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm waiting for the M4." And then I told him, no problem. I sent him. I don't know this guy. I know Beard knows him from his channel, but I don't know him. I sent him, went back and forth via email. I sent him like $315, and that's including the amount it cost to ship. There's no tax in Oregon, by the way. And that's just blindly doing it, having that trust in humanity and people. And guess what? It arrived to us yesterday, and we set it up. It's working great. It's beautiful. And this nonsense that 90% of people are out there are just not trustworthy. when it comes to money and opportunities. Don't get me wrong. There are people who will totally, um, they will drive the bus over you if given a chance, but not 90%. I think that number is too high. I see people like that all the time that do hurt other people and are in it for themselves and are not in it for community. And let's be real. Most of the people who are watching this right now on replay are in it for the nuggets. They could care less about flipping ain't easy. They can care less about the community, and it's just the nature of the beast. Are they bad for that? No, because I used to do that too. On eBay Island 2019, I would tune in and how can I learn something today? But as long as they're learning something, then as long as you're learning something, then it's worth it. Swamp Picker says hello, ping. Karen Wolven says happy New Year, John and Jenna. Well, happy New Year to you. Basket Noodle says to me, I have buckets of unsold product from when I was an authorized chain. Pretty much that's what I need to get rid of. Do it. And he said I can usually put 80 to 100K of it in a dumpster when COVID hit and decided to try to address the rest. Or you easily did put that much in a dumpster. Don't do that. That's too good a product. Brent says, I'm definitely one of those clothing resellers that use online arbitrage to find items on eBay and Poshmark to flip. I'm sure you know, but there's many people out there that would be surprised how many items are just priced wrong, badly. I've started looking at eBay as a way to source certain items because there's money there. I see dollar signs, but I think we are addicted as a society to convenience, to being comfortable. And if I can't do this thing and make money and be comfortable, then I can't do it. There's a number of people out there that are in that group of people. I refuse to be that person. Charlie McBride, get off Dugar and Carb. What's Dugar? But I want to thank you for the order that Charlie made. He ordered 6 sets of kids' scissors, all new packed, and that is on its way. Hopefully it gets to you here in the next day or two. Lucky Fine says, thank you. And Basket Noodle, I began online selling in 95 when eBay was called Auction Web. I did some software engineering for a competing site called Haggle Online. And that, back in 95, that was the wild, wild west of the internet for sure. Let's see. John Crum says, hi, everyone. Nice to see you, John. Andy says, anyone else out there having trouble with their cha-ching notifications? Mine is not working. I get no notice. I'm one of them. Real quick before I answer that, how's the volume? I've actually ordered Jenna a microphone for herself that will be here. It says it's going to be here on Friday, but it may not be here before the show. But it's going to be mounted on that side. She's going to have her own dedicated mic. But I just want to know how my mic sounds here. This is the same one I've been using. Hopefully it sounds okay. Hopefully it's not in the screen. I don't like it being in the screen. Todd is in the house. I know you don't like the Larry Todd thing. I think you made it very clear on the Discord when I think your name is Todd, not Larry. But it's stuck. 2024 was the year of Larry Todd. Swamp Picker is with us. Basket Noodles. So I sold some personal things, surprised they'd sold, and soon was in the listed authorized chain, and it became life. Shipped 160 to 200 packages every single day at $4 shipping priority mail, processing cards in-house, and it just never ended. But I'm sure that it made you quite a bit of money if you did that type of volume. Spiky Games TV. I don't know where to get inventory. I used to buy pallets, but most of them are junk now. And that's one video I want to do. I want to illustrate. I want to go onto one of these sites online. For one, I want to see how they've changed over the last 2.5, 3 years, because I buy local. I think with the cost of freight, gas prices were kind of high for a while. They've come back down a little bit, but the cost of freight really makes it so I have to get a great deal to spend $1,000 to ship a pallet. A lot of the pallets I was finding was like on the East Coast, so that sending something from the East Coast to the West Coast, you better be getting a good pallet to spend $1,000, $1,500 to ship it to you. That's part of the challenge for me. So I still want to look into it. I'm still open to it. I could use a good, $5,000 to $6,000 pallet that's maybe a 40 to 50,000 MSRP. Love those things, but I don't like talking about on this channel where I source too much, because what happens is, and this has even happened to me locally, that people know, they learn where I go and buy stuff, and they see my store because it's available for everyone to see, and they start buying not only from the same place but the same items, and it causes competition unnecessarily, because there's other things. Maybe I'm on to about 20 or 30 different SKUs, but on a lot of these sites there's so many, they're talking thousands of different things that you could sell. So there's really not a need for it. Miller Gaiman, what's a good starting budget for newbies? Starting budget for newbies is zero. Zero. You have no budget. Zero budget. And what do I mean by that? It's start with the things you have at home. Now, if you have some money, good. But I would still rather you wait before you buy anything. Find 20 items in your garage, your closet that you're not using or wearing anymore. Take it and maybe take 5 a day. List those 5 and see what money you can make. And give it a good solid 2 to 3 weeks, but with just the stuff in your home. And the reason is you're going to build up a little extra money from those items, and you're not going to spend that money on bills or anything like that. This is stuff that was in your closet. It wasn't generating you money 2 months ago. It happens to be now, and that money really doesn't exist. Put it aside, and then you have extra money to now budget when you go to the yard sale. But the second reason that you would do it that way is because maybe after 2 weeks you're like, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. I don't enjoy the listing. I don't enjoy the shipping. I don't enjoy the customer interaction. I don't enjoy really any of it or enough of it to make it worth my while. My buddy Mike, he wanted to go in halves on a pallet with me. He's never sold in his life. Thought it would be a good thing. He saw me doing it. Hear me talking about it all the time. And 2 weeks in, he's like, I'm done. You want to buy the rest of this stuff back from me, because I'm done with the returns. I'm done with the testing. I'm done with the customers. I don't have to do this. He's retired. He's got income coming in, and all he was trying to do was to supplement his income. So start, and if I would have given him that advice, he would have realized that before he went in halves on a pallet with me. So start at home, and that's the best advice I can really give you. Basketball, after some years on end realization that time just blowing by chasing the money, that was that. Yeah. But it's not just about the money. I don't know what it's going to do for my businesses. Am I going to make the same, or am I going to make less? I would think I'm going to make more by putting in more effort, but it's more about goals. I don't want to be here next year at this time in front of you guys saying, I don't know what it would have been like if I would have dedicated myself better to my business and my channel. It's the not knowing. I don't want to regret, because I'm not getting any younger. I don't want to regret wasting 2025 doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. I want to see what this does. Jovial says, first time in 30 plus years I did not participate in National Hangover Day. Hey, FA fam, Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you. It's been 51 years since I've been hungover. Basketball, I've enough inventory still. If I sold 100 items a day, I'd never need to buy a thing for 5 to 8 years estimated. Wow. Pretty good. And I am finding that this thing is skipping me, so I'm not doing it on purpose. I apologize. You need goods and books. What's an SOP? Standard operating procedures. It's when you dictate and lay out, maybe on the computer or on paper, all the steps for each process that you use in your business. But most of us, that's right here. Copper Cat, Happy New Year, refreshed and ready to get back to grinding. Yes, Basketball, I feel for the struggle sellers go through. It's not like it once was, where we were tens and tens and tens of viable places to sell. Now a handful. Yeah. You want says we could start a group band, John, Jenna, and the Sea Monkeys. You would not buy that album. It's very, very bad, very pitchy. Not anything that you want to listen to. I was out in the garage this afternoon singing away, and it's not never good. But I've grown accustomed to my own bad singing. Gail says, in my world, SOP is standard operating procedures. That is correct. You win. And Fabraro says, completed my quarterly sales tax report today for Q4. Good on you on that. Good for doing that. I have to openly admit, there's something about sending quarterly funds to the IRS when you're supposed to. I wait, and I so screwed up this year, but I wait until the end of the year to do it all. Just here, take it. Send over thousands upon thousands of dollars that I accumulate in my savings just for taxes. And I didn't do it this year, so I'm going to get penalized. So it's still in my savings account. The money's still there, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Pink says, audio sounds good, could be louder, and it's my gain. But I watched this guy. He said, this mic, you shouldn't have to adjust the gain that much at all. It's going to pick up everything. And like on Beard's channel, it was picking up everything. Now it's like you can hardly hear me. Swamp Picker says, just had cha-ching KTM jacket. There you go. I'm telling you, the sales, they work when you hit that like button. My grid is Happy New Year. I'm officially a reseller. I bought a hot gun, steamer, desktop tape dispenser, bubble wrap, trying to speed up my processes, ditching my spreadsheet, crunching as well. Number crunching. I took your guys' advice on the live on Monday, Flipwise, and I even spoke to Justin Resells a little bit about it via email. I am going to try it. I've signed up and I've linked my main. I'm probably going to go and open up another account to link the secondary. It ain't no $300 like some people were saying, and I'm going to try it and see what it looks like, and I'm going to give it a solid month and a half. And if it doesn't work, the other option is I have a spreadsheet that's waiting for me to fill out. I sent that to the Discord, by the way. It's a free download on Discord if you guys want it. But I'll do the data entry and just use the information there, because eBay just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't give me enough data. I don't want to feel like, well, I'm guessing at my margins, guessing at what I'm really taking home when it's all said. You want to know. You want to know if, look, this year was bad. How bad was it? Look at your margins. And that'll tell you exactly how bad it was. Casey, New York, your volume on my iPhone is fine. On my computer, I have the volume at 100% or you're low. Other channels are fine, and I don't have to put it at 100%. So I might be getting another microphone on this side, but not if I don't. If I crank this thing all the way up, I'll just continue doing it if I have to. Baskerville, yeah, made great money, but no life. Big money is in delisted authorized chain, as things are peanuts on the dollar to purchase brands spanking new. Yeah, that would be the ideal. If I could find brand new merchandise within a niche that I can maybe put up 100 different listings and just keep the stock replenished and make the same money that I'm making right now, sign me up. But that's an opportunity that's very, very difficult. Almost everyone would be doing it if they can get that. Jovial wants to know, I realize it's early, but has anyone checked to see if their 1099K for 2024 is available on eBay? Probably not for a couple weeks, I would guess. And usually it's closer to the end of the month. Jules says, yep, I keep my sourcing private too. I learned over the years when you find a honey hole, you keep it to yourself. And here I am just trying to be transparent. And I almost regret giving my store information away, telling everyone about my store. And I do it because you want to, people want to know that this is not some phony that, is selling 25-cent items and making $20 a day. Nobody wants to follow that. But it's called a credibility. And if I don't show credibility, people are going to be like, who's this clown? And people still do that nonetheless. Even though I still showed my store, I still get who's this clown all the time. But nonetheless, it's about if I'm going to sit up here and tell you, here's what I'm doing, here's some of the changes I'm making, I need to be able to have some sales to back that stuff up. So that's why I've given out my store information. Trying to not skip, but I'm running out of time. So bear with me here, guys. This setup also, it kicks me to the bottom sometimes. Miller Gaiman says, funny, I had 87 things at home. They're all listed now. I just got over my first 1,000. There you go. There you go. And this second store is going to be at 1,000 by the end of the year, I believe, but maybe by the summertime it'll be at 1,000 because I'm busting butt on that store. Trying to get through, so I apologize. Brent says, you're the only one to hold you accountable. I have broken my annual sales goal into monthly goals so that I can keep on track and not be in fourth quarter scrambling to meet it. Yep. That's a good idea. We have Kate Picker loves Flipwise, so we're going to check that out. David, was it Dog or Doge? Doge? I don't know. I don't want to butcher it anymore, but want to know what that is. I used to get some international sales with global shipping, 0 since eBay changed it. I don't really get international sales. I really think that eBay's made it too expensive for the average buyer. And as Baskinville says, the niche part is hard these days. Other side is of niche is volume. For example, I know a fellow who they just sell fasteners, screws, nuts, and bolts, and they make it work. I'm sure they do. Andy Someta, wow, look at all these resellers. Hello, resellers. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We can jump on here on a holiday and get close to, what now, almost 100 people watching us. So thank you for being here. And David is the dog. Let me get that. I think I remember you talking about it now. I got to get that sound bite where it's, maybe a little Snoop Dogg or something when you jump on. That I might have to do. Basketball says Temu hit them pretty hard, but they still do 1 million, and it's a hustle. Yeah, I can. That marketplace can hurt some businesses. Mike Gertis says, sweet. Got lowball offer from a buyer that sells for $19.47, countered 24, sold for full price 30 to international buyer just now. Yeah, in those 2 days that I showed you where I had no sales, I had one day. And I think this is just me. It's like the punishment. It's bad enough I was getting no sales those 2 days. But on day one of the no sales days, I got an offer for $2 on an item that I sell for $8.99 free shipping. It's those rifle butt shotgun shell holders. They offered me $2. I can't even ship this to the guy for $2. And he wanted to buy 2 of them at that price. And I'm like, no, the lowest I'll go is $6.99 on this. I never heard back from him. I'm like, what an insult. The next day, I have a pull pump. This is one that actually has sold comps for brand spanking new for $2.99. I got it only for $89. They wanted to offer me $30 for it. I said, look, I'll come down to $60 because I saw what I was into it for. I'll go that low, but I ain't going any lower than that. And they came back and said, well, would you do 35? No, I can't go any lower than my asking price of $60. I'll go. I won't go any lower than that. And it's like, I am not a charity. I'm sitting here, and as much as I'd like to get that sale, anyone sort of feels sometimes where they don't have a sale, maybe getting that one sale that day will kind of open up the floodgates, so you're willing to kind of take any offer to make it happen. I know that's not a thing, but in the back of my mind, that's always there. And I'm still not going to take a lowball offer because I'm struggling with sales. Jovial says, ain't nobody kicking John to the bottom. I don't know. People try. I tell you, people try. You want, you need. We got sunshine and water to help each other grow. Forget those casting shade. Yes. Reality Smack says, OMG, John, really? That's not true. I listen after the show and I support the community. Just because you miss a live does not mean you do not care about the community and only watch for the nuggets. I didn't say everyone. See, this is the thing. When you take things out of context, this is where these kind of comments happen. I didn't say you got viewers like Reality Smacks that only watch for the nuggets. I understand that there's people out there that can't make all the lives. I get it. Life happens. I ain't special. It ain't about, if you're able to watch the lives or not. I think you missed what I'm saying. I think there's people, and obviously you're not in that camp, that could care less about subscribing, could care less about hitting the notification bell, could care less about Discord, can care less about the lives. They just tune in to get the nuggets. I even had those same people comment saying that this show is only 30% of useful information and 70% fluff, because we talk, we goof around, we read the comments. So my comment wasn't directed at you, and I think there's so many people out there that watches. I think my comments directed at the people who would never consider jumping on the chat in this live or any live. And there's a lot of people out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if you are in that camp of, look, I don't got time for community. I'm running a business, but I would like to learn. It wasn't really throwing shade, to be honest with you. I don't think it was. I think I came back with a disclaimer on that, just like I said. I mean, everyone's got their agenda, but I just we're getting used. Us YouTubers, we're just getting used by some people. No return of community at all. Swamp Picker, my last sale of the year is going to China. Goes to Washington State. John Doe, my chain store is already selling Valentine's stuff. Got to start listing. Get it done. Get it listed. David Dog, it can be rough. Mostly learned by eBay by ear. Reality Smacks, dude, you ain't giving that valuable of nuggets. Come on now, that was totally rude. Well, why are you here? I mean, look, I think that look, I'll shut the whole thing down if no one thinks that I give out any kind of good information. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's these kind of comments. I just wonder if you're here still, why do you even bother to tune in if you have nothing positive to say? If you take offense to everything I say, like when I'm joking around with my friends and family being distractions, and I know, guys, I'm giving the trolls a little bit too much time here, but I gotta say this, because at this point I don't care about the trolls anymore. At this point, Reality Smacks, either you're here because you want to be a part of the community or you want to be a troll. One of the two. And you can take anything offense anyway. I don't have an offensive bone in my body. I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm here to have fun with the community and to share what I deal with. And if you're going to find nuggets of information that's going to offend you more than nuggets of information that's going to help you, this is not the channel for you, and please go away. That's the only thing I can say to that. Basket Noodle, I best hit the trail. You take care, John and folks. Appreciate what you do here. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Basket Noodle, you are awesome. Thank you for being here. God bless you too. Jules, yeah, offers can be insulting just like negatives. I think they think all sellers are desperate to sell. I'd rather delist it than give it away at a loss. He follows up with a matter of fact, and so this is worth me spending a little extra time, even that means I can't do my sourcing. Matter of fact, I thought it was supportive to watch the show we anytime. So wow, you are totally unappreciative of my time. That's for sure. I like your show for company, but there are too many others. What did I do to make you feel unappreciated? You took a remark that wasn't even directed towards you. It was being real. Anyone that can sit here up here and think that there aren't people that are watching that are just here for other channels for nuggets of information and have no interest in contributing to the community, whether that seemed like a negative remark or not, well, they're kidding themselves, because that's happening right now as we speak with a lot of other channels too. Henri Squaw, all my sales and discounts ended last night. Just got my cha-ching for watching. I just think Reality Smacks, you're taking too much information personally that was never directed towards you. I don't understand where this is coming from. Nuke Pity, when does my top rated kick in? eBay says I'll be top rated if evaluated today. So it should be sometime this month. I think closer to the 20th, you're probably going to see that. Big Dre, I went back and forth on an item last week on the price. They ended up declining. Bought it full price, then canceled, saying they used the wrong payment method. I refund instead of coupon, and they paid. There you go. Keep that sale. That's the keep that sale. And as Todd says, way off target. None of the comments I said were even directed at you. And let me put it this way: I'd have no problem telling you how I feel, because I've done that before. I've directed comments at you when they were towards you, when you took offense to things that really you shouldn't take offense to. And again, there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of channels out there. There's a lot of good stuff to watch. It's up to you if you want to watch it or not. But I don't appreciate getting attacked whenever you get your feelings hurt about something I've said, because there's not a mean bone in my body that's trying to upset anyone watching this show. Great way to start the new year. Reality, yes. What makes you flip says, damn, what the hell happened? I came in late. It's like this, and this is something that's never going to go away, and this is part of me embracing the fact that there's going to be people on YouTube that are going to troll the living crap out of you. Josh gets it all the time. It's almost pushed him away from YouTube altogether. Beard gets it a lot. He had to take a break. I'm not necessarily saying that's what it was, what caused it, but we talk about it all the time, the three of us, about how people just jump on and they say things that are out of line. And it's out of line to take offense to something that was never directed at you at all. I've never come up here and said that, he's saying not off track. I just heard him say that about everybody that does not watch the lives and watches after the show, rewind it. I did. Did you hear it? Did you keep going when I prefaced that there's nothing wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Look, there's not too many people watching this show because I have a great personality and I'm witty and I'm funny. There's a lot of funny shows to watch on YouTube. The thing that kind of keeps us together, the common bond that we all have, is that we're resellers, for at least for most of us. And of course, we want to find things that maybe you can glean from me or maybe from the comments, because I'm always reading the comments. And like the Flipwise thing, never thought of it, never heard of it. It was the fact that someone brought it up, and guess what? I'm now trying it out because I didn't know about it 2 days ago. It's that type of information that you find when you watch these videos, and not just mine, that people tune in for. But there's people that could care less about the community. And as I said in the follow-up comment, there's nothing wrong with that, because that was me in 2019. So rewind it all you want. I mean, if that's you're trying to prove a point, prove a point. Thrifting TN. I enjoy the show, but never post. Like the video and made a sale. Thanks for sharing your time with us. I listen while listing. Yes. Thank you for being here. So much appreciate you being here. Andy Reno says, careful, I have a wrench in my hand. Yeah, we don't do that. I mean, it's unless people are way out of line. Bachelor Brad, burp. Good food makes you burp. Reality Smacks, I am Chow. I don't know what Chow means, but okay, Chow. Dog, I have enjoyed listening and interacting with you for years. The Dog Man Double G. Yes. Jovial Juggler, yes, you are way off track. Settle it or move on. Thanks and Happy New Year to you and yours. John Doe says, I'm offended that you're offended, that he's offended, that they're offended. Bottom line is, and we'll end it here, and this is maybe a good way to kick off the year. The intention of this channel is not to upset anyone. And sometimes I think after I speak. It's the way it is. I don't script anything. There's not a script that I'm following. I don't read off the screen when I'm doing my videos. I just kind of sometimes speak from the cuff, and I don't have stats in front of me. So I really don't know. I mean, maybe he knows more than I do and has the stats on how many resellers watch this content without having any care about the community. I don't know, but I can tell you I was one back in 2019. I watched all the shows. I learned as much as I could. I gleaned as much little nuggets of information from other channels, and I put the ones that made sense to my business to work, and the other ones that didn't make sense, it's like, no, that ain't going to work for me. And if I didn't like the information that a channel was giving, or I didn't like the host, and I found offense to the things that they were saying, well, I didn't want myself in that mindset, so I just didn't watch. And that's probably the best advice I can give anyone out there who doesn't like this channel, is there's other channels, and if there's a good chance that it's not for you. There's a reason why I only have 25,000 subs in 5 years, because there's a number of people that have thought that this isn't the channel for me. And no hate for that. Everyone's got an opportunity to figure out what information is useful to them. But just know this, I have good intentions. I ain't here to sell you anything. I mean, if you are going to use a service, you can click a link in the comments down below or in the description down below. And if it does you a service, then it does you a service. It also helps the channel. I'm not asking for any handouts. I'm not asking for money. We're not creating groups like Discord to take advantage of you in any way. I'm not uploading spreadsheets that other people would sell for free because I don't like the community. I want the community to thrive. And there's a very small percentage of people watching this channel that make up the entire population of the YouTube of the eBay community. And it ain't going to hurt nobody on eBay if 0.01% of the reselling community gets better. And if I can help 0.01 of the eBay community, then I've done what I set out to do. So again, I want to thank, we got Sunrise and Dreams, has a $225,000 gross goal. Did 190 last year. Bachelor Brad, some folks have very thin skin. Let's refer to them as Karen or Kevin. It is what it is. You know, Michael Phillip, Wild the Drama, not drama, just sometimes I just need to let it be known that I'm here with good intentions. If people think otherwise, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way in some way, shape, or form. You Want Your Needs says, Happy New Year, John. I always appreciate your honesty, humility, and for creating interaction for us. It can be lonely as a reseller, and it's great to have this community you put together to help us. Yes, that's the goal. Thank you for being here. John Gaynor, love the podcast and shows every Monday and Friday. Keep up the great work and all you do for us. I want to keep learning, and thanks for your time. And thank you for your time. We have Susan Phelps and Kelly. Pay no attention, John. Some people enjoy being upset and offended. It's the signs of the times. Matthew 24:10, and then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. It's yak. I don't want that. But Andy Reno says, see you tomorrow. Yes, if you'll keep an eye out for the video I'm going to be working on tonight. Whew. And now I have a 5-minute break, and I'm going to get to sourcing. So I want to thank you guys for being here and being part of it, being the best part of this channel. And for those of you who don't want to be here, I'm sorry you feel that way. So with that said, 2025 is going to be a better year than 2024. It's yet to be seen, but it's yet another example of, well, maybe it's not an example, but I'll make it an example of how the possibility of flipping, that it might not be easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow on the pre-recorded, but Friday on the live. Take care.